All right, to all of our awesome audience, we are back with another value-added training. We are in Hawaii today for our mental vacation break. By now, hopefully you've seen enough of our training to know we like to always start each training off with a quick mental vacation break. So many people have been beaten up in trying to make money online. And so let's go and get those dreams off the shelf and blow the dust off of them. We're in Hawaii today. That's our mental vacation break. Let's go to work. We've got a lot to do in a short period of time. We've been talking about, building your list, bonding with your list so that you can ultimately monetize your list. And we've been talking about paid marketing is the best way to start to build your list so you can see some results fast. The fact that it's scalable. When you do it right, you're able to scale up. The dudes and the dudettes that are out there making, 10, 20, 50, $100,000 or more is because, one, they have a list. Number two, they're bonding with their list, but they're also actively engaged in always building their list. They're always scaling up. As they bring in revenues, they're not taking every penny and putting it in their pocket. They're taking a large percentage early on and recapping right back into building their list. That's your second most important asset. You obviously are your most important asset. It's something that can be duplicated. There's no shortage, and it can be largely put on automatic. We've discussed this before, so I want to just quickly give you a review for a foundation for what we're going to talk about today. So we talked about, the biggest fear when it comes to paid traffic is, am I going to make my advertising dollars back and then move into profit? And again, I want to be very upfront with you. You're not going to make that advertising money back in most cases, that first campaign, or, for most people, it's going to take a few months before they get to the point where they're at a break even. The reason being is that you've got to build the list and then you've got to bond. You've got to have time for the bonding. Now, what happens is as you move in your business and scale in your business, you start having enough people that are now in your list that are used to your content, whether it's you providing the content or leveraging content like, this. You might be leveraging this content, for instance. Notice how I never even mention my name. And that's so that our audience can leverage our content and provide value to their audience. Once people get used to your content, they start liking you, respecting you, and trusting you. Now they start taking advantage of your recommendations. And so what you'll have is you'll have a pipeline effect. And that's what you're doing early on, is you're just loading the pipeline with leads and with valuable content. And then on the back end is when you start seeing sales happen, people joining you. And then that really allows you to start to scale your business. So I want you to understand those first few months, you may actually be at a deficit. Those first few months, you may be operating at a loss. It's a business, ladies and gentlemen. All right, building your list is a business. You should invest more in list building and the tools related to list building than you actually do on the income opportunity that you're promoting. And it's amazing how many people flip the script. They're investing more in a monthly subscription, a monthly auto ship, in the opportunity than they are their main asset. The opportunity is not your main asset unless it's your own product or your own service. Other than that, you don't control it. So we'll leverage it, but you really want to own and control your own list. Now, we started talking about Global Traffic Takeover. That's an automated traffic source. They have over 100 different publishers. What that means, we'll talk about that more in the next training. They've run $40 million of traffic campaigns in the last 4 years. So there's, you learn a lot. You learn what works and you learn what doesn't work. And they're bringing that expertise to the overall marketplace, because previously, the only way you got access to running a traffic campaign with the traffic guys behind Global Traffic Takeover, excuse me as I drink a little parched, is you had to have a $10,000 a month budget just with them. So maybe you had a $10,000 a month budget for traffic because you were making $25,000, $30,000, $35,000, $40,000 a month. But it's likely that you weren't doing all of that with one source. Well, you had to have $10,000 a month just with them. So you're really talking about them playing with the elite, the real elite marketers online. Now you and I can come to these guys, and that's huge. That's huge for a fraction. We don't have to have a $10,000 a month budget to start to leverage Global Traffic Takeover. I want to talk about the automated traffic source part in the rest of today's training. We're going to spend quite a bit of time talking about the compensation, not so much today, but it is an automated traffic source that pays. Global Traffic Takeover is an automated traffic source that pays, where essentially, learning traffic is noble, but it's not easy. I'll give you a good example. In 2014, I invested over $30,000 in that year alone learning traffic. A lot of that, I know I did a $5,000 mastermind with Facebook to learn about Facebook traffic and the in and outs of Facebook traffic. I purchased another course. It really wasn't that much. The value that it brought was immense. And I think I outlaid maybe $500. And there were a number of different traffic methods that were taught. And then I did a really big it was a whole system, but it talked a lot about traffic. That was like $20,000. So I invested well over $30,000. Actually, it was a lot more than that, to be honest with you. But let's say $30,000 in 2014 learning traffic. Now, this is what I mean by it's noble, but it's not easy. I highly encourage you, if you have the time, to to find a training platform that teaches traffic and learn some ways to drive traffic, because if you learn that, ultimately in time, you'll be able to lower your cost per click or your cost per lead. When we say cost per click, someone clicking onto your link to go to your lead capture page or what have you, okay? But it's not easy. It's not easy. Again, that was $30,000 that I outlaid, and to be honest with you, it was so much information. I got so overwhelmed that I didn't do 97% of what I learned. I did not do, because it was really overwhelming. And I'm full-time in my business, and I've been full-time in my business for, gosh, I can't even remember the last, it's been a long time, well over a decade, probably a decade and a half, that I've been full-time in my marketing business. And so if I can spend several hours a day working on and in my business, and it was overwhelming for me, then I can't even imagine someone that still has a full-time job where their business is, sidelined right now. They're just starting to build it up, or they have a full-time traditional business, maybe, self-employed or what have you. I can't even imagine that. So learning traffic is noble, but it's not easy. I strongly encourage you to consider wanting to learn traffic, but what you want to have right now is an automated traffic source that right now you can go and you can start generating traffic. And Global Traffic Takeover, GTTO, it's simple, it's plug and play, where essentially you'll be providing the website that you want that traffic to go to, and you'll purchase a traffic package. And so I purchased a traffic package based on my traffic budget, and then I tell them where I want to send the traffic. I mean, it just doesn't get much simpler than that. So even if you're committing to learning how to drive traffic, go on and leverage Global Traffic Takeover so you can start driving traffic like immediately, as opposed to waiting until you have learned a traffic method. What happened with me, let's say with Facebook, is I put a lot of money in Facebook mastermind courses, and once I was like, okay, now I'm ready to go. All right, now I've got it. All right. Once I was ready to do that, a lot of the stuff that I learned about Facebook had changed. Facebook is, a lot of these advertising sources are changing quite a bit. And so I actually I spent an hour with the folks behind GTTO, and one of the things they were telling me, this is the guys that have done $40 million in traffic in a 4-year period. They were saying, if you're going to do traffic, you've got to do traffic. I mean, you can't haphazardly do traffic. So if you're going to commit to learning traffic, that needs to be something that you are committed to for the long haul, where every day you are learning something about traffic. Some people are willing to pay that price. To be honest with you, that's really not a price that I want to pay. I'd much rather cut content for my audience and for my audiences, that's something I enjoy. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm leveraging Global Traffic Takeover, so I can really spend my time in what I really enjoy doing that also becomes a way for me to generate profits, because what am I doing? I'm bonding, okay? All right. Now, one other thing I want you to consider as we start to round out today's training is consider Global Traffic Takeover, because I want you to consider having a source that you can share with your following. Because even if let's say you took the time to learn Facebook traffic, how to drive traffic via Facebook, or how to drive traffic with YouTube marketing, paid marketing that is, how to drive traffic with Yahoo and Bing or Google. Okay, let's say that you decided to learn that. That's going to be very difficult for you to duplicate that with your following. Now, if you're in the leverage-based niche, i.e. you're in the MLM niche, you're marketing something that has a multi-level, multi-tiered structure, you're in the network marketing niche, which typically has a multi-tiered structure, and even many of the affiliate systems these days have a it may not be a 8-level, 10-level binary type matrix type system, but you might be able to be paid through something called a pay line to an unlimited depth. I'll share with you, that's how Global Traffic Takeover is set up, where you can refer someone that also uses the products and services of Global Traffic Takeover, including buying traffic, and how they can refer someone, and that person can refer someone, and that person can refer someone, and so on and so forth. And you can be paid in what I would like to refer to as like a power leg or a power line that pays, where you could earn from multiple people that you had nothing to do with, all right? Leverage-based. Anything that offers a leverage-based type of income. You want to consider having an automated source, because if you share that source with your following, and it's simple, all right, it's plug and play, it's automated, then that means you could bring a new person to the table today. A new person joins you, a new person buys GTTO's services from you, okay, and now they can immediately turn around and they can employ the same traffic source. They can immediately turn around and start building their lists. And so if you want to know, for instance, how there's a buddy of mine, and I don't know if you've seen this yet. If not, you'll probably see it. We'll do I've got another series of training. A buddy of mine, he's in the MLM space. He's in the leverage-based niche. And he was going through foreclosure, bankruptcy, about 2.5 years prior. And he made the decision to really commit to building a list and building a bond with this list, building and bonding, and ultimately he could monetize the list. Well, he actually started promoting a new offer. It was a new MLM, network marketing offer. But in that 2.5 years, from the time that he was struggling mightily financially, almost on the streets, to the time that he really was having major success, he was building his list, he was using paid traffic approaches, and he was recommending the same paid traffic approaches to his audience. And so a percentage of his audience, when he started this new MLM offer, joined him, and a percentage of their audience joined them, because a lot of them had lists as well. And in his first 30 days with this new company, he and his team had over almost 12,000 people join them. And he generated over $40,000 up front in bonus commissions, and added about $7,500 to $8,000 a month to his residual income. Now, why was he able to do that? Because, one, he built a list. Two, he was in a leverage-based niche, and he encouraged his following to build a list, so that when he landed with a particular offer that he thought was a tremendous offer to his list, and some of the people in his list had their own list, and they offered that same offer to their list, $40,000 in the first 30 days. So what I want you to do, and I'm not saying you're going to make $40,000. Again, that was because he built a list and he built a following, all right? He built a list and he provided valuable content consistently to that list so that people were attentive to his message. So one of the things one of the reasons I want you to consider Global Traffic Takeover, GTTO, is because it's an automated traffic source, and the fact that it's an automated traffic source, which by the way, it pays, and we'll talk about that in some future trainings, it means that you now have a source that you can share with your audience. They may never join you in your primary MLM if you're an MLM. They may never buy your primary product if you're promoting, a particular offer. But here's something that everybody needs that's looking to make money online, that's looking to do some type of marketing. Everybody needs what? They need good, solid traffic. Bottom line, everybody needs traffic. So how about you position yourself where you can offer some of the tools and resources needed to build a list and traffic? Because it doesn't matter what, you might be in the travel niche, they might be in the nutrition niche, they may not be interested in your travel company. But guess what they need to build out their nutrition niche? Traffic. All right, so doesn't that just make sense? Doesn't it make sense to have an offer that deals with traffic that could pay? And we'll talk more about how the system pays in some of our upcoming trainings. All right, so I want you to do me a favor, and however you're getting this, somebody emailed it to you, somebody Skyped it to you, somebody Facebooked this training to you, somebody texted this training to you, maybe you're in their text list. Hey, I want you to get back with them and just say, hey, I really appreciate this training. It means a lot. You're not charging me $2,000 for the training. I really appreciate you sending this out. Keep it coming. And I'd love for you to start to build a relationship with that particular person, whoever sent this training to you. And see what else they have up their sleeve. It might be something that interests you. It may not. But hey, you just never know. If someone is sending you this value, then just imagine how much more value they have that they can begin sharing with you to help you and building your business. So we're going to be back in another couple to 3 days as we're going to talk more about Global Traffic Takeover. Pay attention to this addendum. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. Hey family, I wanted to offer this very quick addendum to our training here. We'll keep this very, very quick. If you have not already done so, I want you to make your way over to mobiletraffictakeover.com. mobiletraffictakeover.com. Now, it may be, it's a lead capture page. It may be asking you for your best email address or maybe asking you for a cell phone. Ultimately, we'll be pointing that so it will ask you for your cell phone so you can actually see the power of mobile marketing. But we're still completing the development of our mobile marketing system. So if you go to mobiletraffictakeover.com and it's asking for an email, that'll put you on our email list. You'll start getting our series of trainings. Excuse me again for coughing in your ear. And then once we're ready to allow you to come inside our mobile marketing series so you can see how mobile marketing works and just how effective it is, we'll let you know. Obviously, I'm not sure when you're seeing this, so we may already have the lead, the mobile marketing lead capture pages already working for you. Also, some of you may be watching this on, let's say, like a video sharing site or what have you, and you might be taking a look at a system called Global Traffic Takeover, which is an automated traffic generating platform. If you're doing that, and if you haven't already made the decision to align with Global Traffic Takeover, I strongly recommend that you at least get started, at least purchase some traffic and see how that traffic works for you. Now, if you've already made a commitment that you're going to join with a particular person, then I want you to honor that commitment, and you can still follow us, and we're still going to bring value to you. If you haven't already made a commitment, then I'd love to work personally alongside with you to help you build your list, bond with that list, and ultimately monetize that list. Global Traffic Takeover has its own compensation structure. It's not an MLM from that standpoint, but it does allow you to have a team build. And we understand that compensation structure and how to help you maximize it. So either way, we'd love to work with you. Go to mobiletraffictakeover.com. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours, and we'll see you at mobiletraffictakeover.com.